Hello and welcome to this week's Promo Kitchen Deep Dive. My name is Javier Melendez. I'm joined by Molly from Maple Ridge Farms, and I'm joined by Josh from SanMar. And so this week we're going to be discussing our recent promo chat where we had a town hall style promo chat where we had put out some topics and we had asked distributors to ask questions of suppliers. And so this was done to generate some conversation. And then this coming week, we're going to be having suppliers asking questions of distributors to keep with the town hall theme. So last week, one of the distributors asked the distributor was Catalyst Promotions, suppliers, what part of your ordering process do you find to be most confusing / complicated for distributors? I know what is frustrating on my end, but I'm curious about the other side of the process. Now, you both came in with dynamite answers. Molly came in with, it starts with assuming that the purchaser knows nothing about your line and breaking things down, quote, Barney style, unquote. Still, someone may be confused at some point, so it's about the customer service to make sure any questions are easily answered. And then Josh from the West Coast is coming in saying, we know on the social media side of things, ship times and hours are top of our FAQs, and we created an entire department devoted to fielding decoration questions. So there's a lot to unpack there. So Molly, let's start with you and the customer service side. How does Maple Ridge Farm try to make sure that the order process goes smoothly in that aspect?
Like I kind of stated during the actual promo chat, for us, customer service and sales go hand in hand. You can't really have one without the other. We want our sales staff to really back our customer service standards and vice versa. So it's always assuming that, especially with food, we have such a different kind of niche within the industry. So assume they know nothing. Every time I talk to somebody, whether it's somebody I've talked to for years and it's a repeat program, I never assume that they remember all the ins and outs. It's just like you have a brand new customer walking into the booth and they say, how do I sell food? It's knowing how to kind of guide them through the whole process, from shipping concerns, which they're always, it's always something that the distributors kind of worry about more than what we do, because we know we can handle it. So it's about relaying that information to them, and making the process as easy as possible. They're going to sell more and their customers are going to be happy if we can take all the pain points out of the project. And we look at, that's our job, is to remove those pain points. So I always assume they know nothing and start from the bottom up.
Well, that's great. And I know as a distributor myself, who also does do food items, that certain things can be challenging and we're not sure what times are the best. And some people might not realize you can't ship chocolate in July without freezing it because UPS trucks get very hot.
Right. And that's just it, is, we know exactly how to do it and make it so it's not an issue. So it's our job to work with the partnership with the distributor so that they can make it easy for their customer to be like, you know what, guess what? We can ship chocolate in July. This is how we need to do it.
Exactly.
Or
that's
have
great.
That second item there, like, okay, so you may have been looking at this, but let's take a look at this. This is going to make it even easier for them, and it's still going to solve the equation for what their customer is looking for. So it's just about sharing the knowledge with them.
Oh, that's sweet. Not to be a pun. And Josh, so one of the cool things I saw about your response there was how you actually made a whole department to discuss your decoration techniques. Now, being a distributor who might not do a lot of apparel, you don't realize certain things about certain garments need certain decorations. So how has making an entire department helped you to help distributors?
I mean, it's been so vital to educating our customers on the process and making sure that they're using the right processes and materials to decorate on the appropriate material. And the people in those departments, they know the fabrics and they know the decoration techniques inside and out. And they're also a lot of them, came from the decorator side of the aisle. right, so to speak. And so they've been there in the trenches. They know what heat to set your presses at. They know, this material is going to do really well with this, but this material, you're not going to want to like put a heavy patch on that one because it's going to be too heavy for the material or something like that. Or, hey, use this platen to get this bag decorated on your machine, that sort of thing. So they are just full of knowledge, and it's accessible to whoever has a question. I love forwarding people over to that department because they're super friendly. They're great people over there. I love talking to them because I personally love listening to people who know what they're talking about and are really passionate about it. I love just listening to them ramble on about the stuff that they love. And that's what it's like talking to these guys. So having them there as a resource has just been so instrumental in, like I said, educating our customers and building bridges and making sure that they're happy with their orders.
No, and that's great. And one of the things, and this is a total shout out to SanMar. So when you guys brought on your Carhartt line, which was, I believe this past year, one of the things you guys did was a webinar, but in your webinar, instead of just showing the line, you showed the decoration side of it, which is critical sometimes because sometimes it's not about just the product, but how the product looks with the logo. And same thing with, I know Maple Ridge, you guys have that sweet whiskey barrel that you guys just came out with some sweet decoration. Again, pardon all the puns, but it looks really, really good. And so as a distributor, one of the things I have to look at when I'm speaking with one of my clients is knowing, okay, the decoration needs to look just as good on this as the product needs to perform. So it's really great to see that you guys are making strides and making sure communication is open, taking out any frustration we as distributors might have. And then wanted to just shout out Maple Ridge one more time. Thank you so much for sponsoring this deep dive. I'm really looking forward to responding to some of the supplier questions this week on the PromoChat. And since we're going ahead and going to be getting started with that next week, do you have any questions for me that you'd like to start off with pre-PromoChat?
I don't know. I don't know if we want to spoil what's going to pop up.
Yeah, I think
I got a few going, but I don't know if I want to give you that much time to think about it.
Yeah, I want to save them, put you on the spot tomorrow.
All right. I don't get the freebie there to get ahead. All right. Well, thank you again, Maple Ridge Farms, for sponsoring us. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Molly. Thank you, Josh. And you both have a wonderful day.
Yeah, you too. Thanks. See everybody on PromoChat.
See ya.
See you tomorrow.